Three common mistakes to avoid when using Pinterest for business. All right. This is what we're going to be talking about today. But before I dive in, I just want to make sure that we create an environment, and I'm very committed actually with my community and all of you guys to create an environment where we all feel safe, where we're all growing together. Okay. And it's important, even though we're talking about mistakes, and actually I think I'm going to call them oops instead of mistakes, because this is all about being positive. This is all about having a positive conversation and learning from each other so we can grow, learning from each other's mistakes so we can all grow together. All right. And so why want to talk about, like, this is a no shame zone. This is a no judgment zone. So if you agree with me, just type it in, no shame, no judgment. And the reason is I was very inspired by this quote. And if you're on my email list, I actually shared this quote with you earlier this morning. Hi, Mindy. And this quote is all about the meaning, the true meaning of the word fail. And what this quote says is fail, so F-A-I-L, really means first attempt in learning. All right. So today is all about taking those mistakes and learning from them. We are not failing. So whenever you make a mistake, whether it's small or it's big, this is all cool. It's about a first attempt in learning, right? And that's the beauty also of being on an online business. You made something wrong, you can always go back to your site and correct it, right? Or just be authentic about it and just come up straight and just, hey, I made a oops. All right, so I want to make sure that you guys are absolutely understanding this environment about no shame and no judgment. And I absolutely and truly believe in this quote. Like, whenever I make a mistake, I just take a breath, take a moment and just think, you know what, Isabelle? Was just a first attempt in learning. All right. So I hope that speaks to you guys. Let me know in the comment if what's your reaction when you make a mistake? Do you kind of feel shame about it, or you just go, you know what? I did a mistake. I acknowledge it. But that's fine, and I'm just moving on. So let me know in the comment. Hey, Banaz, nice to see you here. All right, guys, so let's jump right into it. If you don't know me, my name is Isabelle Paquin. I'm a business and marketing strategist, and I help entrepreneurs grow visibility, list, and business using Pinterest. And if you're watching live right now, just type in live so I know when I go back in the comments and I can know who was live, who wasn't. And if you're watching a replay, just typing hashtag replay. So this way I can understand the comments and reply to you guys as well. Because I will be going back to this video tomorrow and replying to comments or questions. If you have any questions, just drop them in. I'll be more than happy to answer. All right, so let's jump right into it, okay? So let's cover the first mistake. Why more content is not the answer. And this one, I see a lot of people committing or making, right? In terms of people are either they're afraid of starting to produce content because they think it's going to be so much work, or they're just on this treadmill of just creating content and just giving it all away pretty much. And that's, while their list is growing, they're not seeing the transformation in terms of the profitability of their business. So I don't know if you've ever heard that idea some people talk about, where you should share 90% of what you know online, 90 in your free content, and then that's just going to bring you some goodwill from people, and they'll just start buying from you. So I want to talk a bit more about that, because I made that mistake at the beginning. When I launched my business, I created those killer content, those killer blog posts, and they were like awesome, right on the money, and really, really strong content. Some of them it took me hours, some of them it took me days to create. And you know what was happening at the beginning? So I was building my list was growing, but not my profitability. And that was a big problem, right? And it's only when I understood how to really create content that drives engagement, that drives people to be attracted to your business, but while still maintaining profitability. And I know what I'm saying right now is not always popular. It is not always what people are saying out there, but I disagree with them. We are all in the business of serving our clients. Of course, we're all in the business of helping people, of changing lives, of making a difference. But let's be honest, we're also in business for profitability. We all have bills. We all have family that we're responsible for as well, right? And so when we're thinking about this idea of creating free content, we really need to be very thoughtful and very strategic in how we create it so that we are helping and truly helping our audience while at the same time driving profitability for us, of course. And also, when we're creating free content, it's really, really, really difficult to really make a transformation for somebody, like a true change in their lives or in their businesses. Because let's be honest, it's not in one blog post, or it's not in one like 15-minute live like right now, or even like a 1-hour class that we can truly make a change. So really having a content strategy that really allows you to grow your audience while serving people, but at the same time maintaining your profitability is super, super important. And I see a lot of people making that mistake. And so I wanted to talk about it today and making sure that we're sharing this information so that you are not making the mistake that I did at the beginning when I was sharing way too much information for free. All right, guys. So let me know what you think about that. Have you heard that advice? Have you heard of that advice that you got to give away a lot of information, like, or discount your products really deeply, or work for free, or all of those things? Let me know if you've heard that comment or that advice from other people. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. You can also tell me in the comment, and we can talk about that and have a conversation. But I'm pretty feeling strong about my point of view here, based on what it has done for my business and what I think it can do for yours as well. Hey, Carrie. Hi. Nice seeing you. All right, so the second mistake that I want to talk about, Banaz is saying discounts. Yes, I know Banaz and I have a lot of conversation about discounts for sure. All right, so let's talk about the second mistake, okay, guys? And it's the waiting trap. I call it the waiting trap, and I think it's often related to being a little bit of a perfectionist. And let me know in the comment if that's you. Just typing, perfectionist team or something. Just let me know if you associate with that. And what I mean by the waiting trap is waiting for your site to be perfect, waiting for your brand colors to be way you want, waiting for the right product, waiting for the right offer, waiting for whatever it is in your time, or waiting for when I'll have the time, and waiting for this perfect moment when really nothing is perfect, right? It's always progression over perfection. And if you're waiting for everything to be perfect in your business before you tackle Pinterest, it's just not going to work that well, because you'll never get to it because we're never perfect, right? And so, and I'm guilty of it. And every day I remind myself, and I've got a sticker actually in my office, like progression over perfection, because I want everything to be perfect for you guys. But at the same time, if I wait to have 100% everything perfect, then I'll never have anything out. I would never come live like this here, because I'd be like, oh, what if I say something wrong, right? So the idea is just to don't wait for everything to be perfect. Of course, you need something in place, but just build and tweak as you go. Like, even if you wait for it to be perfect, once you'll start using Pinterest, you'll still figure out that you'll need to make changes and make tweaks. So just get, something that's still good, but don't wait for it to be perfect. So have something that's good, and then just go from there and just learn as you go. Because as I said at the beginning, there is no failing. It's just the first attempt in learning. All right. So let me know if that's you, if you're part of perfection team. And Carrie saying, I make little bets and develop prototypes as quickly as possible and then get feedback and tweak it. Absolutely. Absolutely, Carrie. It's like the minimum viable product, right? Just get it out and go. And then price it accordingly, of course. But I love your comment, Carrie. That's great. Benaz is saying, I am so deep in that trap. But you know what, Benaz, I've seen you make so much progress lately and you've done a lot of work. So I'm super proud of you. And that's fine, right? I'm like this too. I'm quite the perfectionist. And I'm just learning and just going from there and just growing. All right, guys. So the next mistake that I want to talk about is getting lost in the details. Now, I see this one being done over and over again. And here's what I mean by getting lost in the details. You may be following, of course, not you may, but you are following several people online, and you look at what they're doing, you're trying to understand from the outside and trying to figure out what they're doing. And then from what you see, you grab a little tip from them. And then you'll grab a little tip from somebody else, and they may or may not work together. You don't know because you're just seeing it from the outside. And then you take another piece and another piece, and then you try to create a strategy from there. And then what happens is that all those little details, those little pieces, they just don't fit together. And that becomes quite an issue because you're just basically wasting time and money and resources, which is quite unfortunate. But let me use an analogy to explain a little bit more what I mean. And I think use this analogy, and I want to make sure I'm crediting it properly. I think it came from James Wedmore. And he mentioned that if I'm giving you a puzzle, let's say it's like 10,000 pieces. Well, let's not make it 10,000 pieces because that's a crazy puzzle. Let's make it 1,000 pieces. And then I'm giving you the pieces and I'm giving you the box, with the image. And I give you like a day or two to figure it out. You'll make it happen, right? You'll take you some time to figure out, but you'll be able to make the puzzle according to what's on the image. But if I take away from you the actual cover of the puzzle box, right? The one where the full image is, if I take away that from you, and then I take all the pieces and I turn them around, and all you can see are the gray parts of the puzzle. You cannot see the actual image on them. And so you're just looking at the back of them. And then I tell you, you know what? You have to figure out how to put the puzzle together. You will have such a hard time, right? And so that's what I talk about, getting lost in the details. If you're taking little pieces of strategy from here and there and trying to make it fit, you're just going to pull your hair out because it's just not going to work. It's so difficult because you don't see behind people's business, right? It's this proverbial where you only see the top of the iceberg. You actually don't see what's below. Or you just see the other expression, you just see the duck floating, but you don't see the little legs of the duck that are just paddling under, right? And so when you go in and you're trying to grow either through using Pinterest or through any strategy for that matter, and you don't have a clear path of turning those pinners into buyers in a very strategic kind of step-by-step way, you will have a very hard time. Just like trying to put that gray puzzle together. It's going to be very, very tough. All right. So really, if you don't have a clear plan for building that know, like, and trust, right? We keep hearing a lot of that online. Building know, like, and trust is super important. Before people will buy from you, they need to trust you. And before they'll trust you, they need to like you. And before they like you, they need just to know about you, right? And so having a clear path and a clear strategy of turning your pinners into buyers is super crucial to your success. All right. So let me know, you guys, does that ring true with you, right? Um, so Benaz is saying, funny, so far I'm making all that mistakes that you mentioned. That's okay. That's okay. I make them all too. I make them all as well. Nobody is perfect. Mandy is saying, yeah, me too. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You are in a team that you're learning, right? We're all growing together and it's cool. This is a safe environment. This is a no shame and a no judgment environment. Super, super important for me, guys. All right. And Carrie is saying, very good analogy. Yeah, about the puzzles, eh? I really liked it. I really liked that analogy that you made. All right, guys. So what can you do about it? What can you do to help you get back on track so that you're not falling trapped to those mistakes that we talk about, or those oops, let's call them oops. And really, you need to have a clear plan. You need to have, before you start kind of going full on and full path ahead, and you start creating, you need to have a clear strategy, especially for Pinterest. Because when you think about Facebook and Instagram, they're social media, we're really used to them. We're used to using them for most of us. But when we think about Pinterest, most of us are used to leveraging it for like finding dinner recipes or things of that nature. We're used to it in a personal environment, and we're really not clear about how to use it for business, right? A lot of people tell me that. They're like, okay, I get how I can find my high heels for my wedding on Pinterest, but I have no idea how to make it work for my business. And so I've got this roadmap for you guys that's you can download for free. It will help you get started. So, this way actually. And it will help you get started with the 5 easy steps for understanding how to start using Pinterest for your business. I absolutely believe that Pinterest right now, and I'm convinced of it, and Pinterest is the best platform for driving traffic and for growing your email list right now for free. If you have huge advertising budget, there are other platforms, but I'm pretty sure that's not you. I'm pretty sure you don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars for advertising. Well, you don't need that much, but you know what I mean. But Pinterest for me is the main platform where you can drive organic traffic in a way that's realistic in terms of timelines, right? There's Google SEO, right? Google search engine optimization, but that takes a little bit longer. And I find with Pinterest, it is by far my largest driver of traffic and email list growth. So if you guys want to download this roadmap, it is free. I've got the link up there. It's isabelle.com/roadmap. That'll take you to my site. And I've also dropped a link in the comments below that you can just go straight to it. And also, as part of this roadmap, there is a link to Rise Up Entrepreneurs. So I'm the host of a free Facebook group on Facebook called Rise Up Entrepreneurs. And it's a community of service providers, coaches, and course creators, and other entrepreneurs as well that are using Pinterest for growing their businesses. And we all come together and we exchange ideas, and I'm in there and I provide additional tips and content as well. All right, so let me know, guys, do you have questions? Are there any other kind of mistakes that you're thinking, oh, maybe I'm doing that, or any other questions that you have about Pinterest? I am more than happy to hang in here and answer a few of your questions as well. And if you found this live helpful today, please let me know. Please give me some love so I know that I can, that I should be continuing to produce this content for you guys and that you're appreciating it. And also, if you feel that some of your business friends should hear about this, please share it with them. I am on a mission to help entrepreneurs use Pinterest for growing their business. It is such an untapped opportunity. I find that very few people actually know how to master it, how to really use it for business, not because it's complicated, but because there's a lot of myths around it. There's a lot of misunderstanding. And once you actually know how to use it, it's a magical platform. It's just a beautiful platform. All right, so Benaz is saying the last session was great. Awesome, Benaz. I'm super happy. All right, guys. So unless there are any questions, I'm just gonna drop and end the call. But if there's any other questions that you have in the meantime, please drop them below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. I'll come back tomorrow. All right. So looking forward to seeing you in the Rise Up Entrepreneur community as well. And remember, in Rise Up, you can always ask questions. Please feel free to exchange ideas, to come and ask questions, bounce some ideas off the other members. We're all here in this together to help each other grow. All right. So Carrie's saying, you're doing great. We'll be happy to tell the word about your excellent service. You're so nice, Carrie. I'm so happy to see you back. It's been a while that I haven't seen you, so that's awesome. All right. And Mandy's saying very helpful. Super handy. Mandy, I'm super happy that you found it helpful as well. All right, guys, have a beautiful Tuesday and I'll see you next week. I'm live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. All right, guys, talk to you later.